Alright everyone, well here it is, my newest mega project. If you can see it in the background, it is a large building. It has taken me a long time to build it. Um, yeah, I think it looks cool. I think it has a really cool design. It's not completely finished. I still need to do a lot of the detailing outside and like landscaping and stuff like that. But man, does it look cool! And it's definitely a new technique that I've not used. I didn't really know what I wanted to do coming into this. I knew that I wanted to have like a rounded roof, but other than that, I just kind of started laying blocks, and it just turned out to be this. So I have no clue if this looks like something or imitates something in real life. It probably does, but I just thought that this would look cool, and yeah, it ended up looking really nice. Um, so you're probably wondering what this is. So I've been kind of talking about the idea of adding more lore into this world, and what better way to add lore than the library of lore. So that's what this is. This is the big giant library. Let's build up a dirt pillar. I've got a lot of blocks in here. So this is a big library of lore, the library for this town, the town of Catalogierwan, where we will house all of the lore and the happenings of this area. But man, does it look cool. I've only done the outside of it so far, as you can probably see. But it looks like it's just kind of plopped down in the middle here because there's no roads connecting it. Everything just looks terrible because I literally did just plop it down and just started building on the grass in front of where I think Gary was supposed to build his house, but Gary's house will have to be somewhere else. Um, but yeah, I like this. So I went with this rounded roof style right here, and then this is the only kind of triangular roof, and it's coming up over the little overhang here. But I think it looks pretty nice like that. We've got some decent details. Let's go on to the roof. I think the roof is probably my favorite part, and we'll kind of explore into that, into a little more detail of that. But let's go on up here. I got all my materials here. This block palette, I chose it, one, because it looks good, and two, because I had a lot of these blocks. So I didn't actually have to mine for any of this. I had a lot of the stone brick, a lot of the andesite, the diorite, and then the granite. I had a lot of that. And so the majority of the pattern here is just kind of these like square or these rectangular panels. So we've got the andesite going up, these pillars, the stone brick bordering it, and then all the diorite, and then the white stained glass on the inside. And what makes, I think, big buildings pop and what makes them look good is depth. And so the more layers you have, the better, obviously. And this has what I would consider 3 layers of depth. So you've got this outside layer, the inside layer, and then the glass pane layer. And so there's 3 layers of depth. And I tried to apply that everywhere. So even up there, it's actually got 4 layers of depth up on the roof. But most of my big buildings have a minimum of 3 layers of depth. Now the cathedral, why it looks so good is because it has 5 layers of depth. Yeah, which is insane. A lot of it is 4, at least 4, but a lot of it is 5 layers of depth. And that's why it looks really good, even though all the colors are the same. Now when you're not using, when you can't use like 4 or 5 layers of depth, then you can use colors to kind of bring that out. And that's why you would never see a small build that has all the same colors, because that would just look ridiculous. Um, this one, it has 3 layers of depth also. It's got the half slab layer, the wall layer, and then the actual the stone or whatever cobblestone wall layer, and then this layer. So there's 3 layers right there, and then this one has 3 layers, but it also has colors, so it really adds a lot of depth and value in there. And sorry, I'm using some pretty technical terms here, but that's kind of the process by which I go about this. So adding those layers of depth really is what makes it seem detailed, when in reality this is a fairly simple build. It's just a bunch of rectangular patterns. Same thing for the roof up here. So I had to add in these different layers of depth in order to show kind of detail. So we've got this top layer, this iron bar layer. Then we've got these stone the stone brick wall layer. Then we have the border layer for the what you would call the andesite, the polished andesite. But then you even have another layer of granite here, and I indented the granite to add even more detail. That's 5 layers of depth, which is similar to what I did over there. I don't think I've ever done a building with a 6th layer, but yeah, I think it makes it look really detailed and it pops a lot. And same up there. So when you get close, yeah, it continues that nice look. Sometimes when you get closer to buildings that aren't as detailed, they don't look as good. Like anything looks decent from far off because you can't tell the details. But when you get up close and you can still tell that there's a lot of difference and variation, that's what really makes a build look nice, I think, in my opinion, on these larger ones. I don't do them too often, but they are kind of my favorite projects to do. So on the side here, nothing too much. Just this pattern repeated, and then up here where it rounds off, we have a similar thing to the front out there where it's just the diorite face with the white stained glass as the indent in it. Pretty decent. Going back around here, just comes back a little bit. It's a mess back here because I still need to like clear all of this out. And then back here, just a couple of little variations. So I tried to change up the pattern a little bit on these bigger faces, just so it doesn't seem so monotonous. So I put these in to kind of change the pattern. Same thing right there. And then we've got a mimic of the front face right there, looking like that. And so let's come on around here. Side is just the same. And the front, you all already saw that, but like I said, it's just because it's a bigger, flatter face, I needed to add some details. So not only did I change up the variation and what it looked like from these rectangles, but also brought the awning out here with a different style roof, and I think it made it look pretty cool. Normally I would stick with the same roof style, this circular roof, but I tried it and it made this thing look not so great. So when I put the triangular roof on here, it completed it. So a little bit off on the architectural styles there, but I think overall it looks really good. And so that's the Library of Lore. Obviously the inside is not completed or even started, but as you can see, it is huge. And I'm going to fill up every bit of this interior. We're going to have tons of rooms, and then even the basement. We're going to have a ton of area in the basement. This is going to connect up to the sewage system. It runs straight down through here. And we're going to add all kinds of lore and fun stuff in this. So we're going to be working on this build for quite a few episodes. But I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys my progress that I've made on the outside of it before I start the final details and the landscaping. So hopefully you all enjoyed this. This is a little bit different style video than what you're used to. There's no funny, strange things that I've added. This is a little bit more technical and just kind of showing off one build, but it was a big one and needed it. So hope you all enjoyed it. If you want to see more things like this, then I'm trapped in here. What in the world? If you want to see more things like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And yeah.